Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about being a citizen of the world and why it's so important. Being a citizen of the world essentially means that you're a citizen of the world. You don't look too much at the differences between you and people. You look mainly on the similarities you have, and you try to connect with people who look totally different from you, live totally different from you, totally outside of your range of friends that you usually hang out with. And why is that so important? I mean, if you're a big thinker, if you're a bird's eye viewer, and that means essentially that you're looking at the world from top down. Look at me using these terms. If you went to school in England, you know what I'm talking about. The top down approach. Essentially in life, you want to do things in a bigger way. You know, you're thinking you have to be a citizen of the world. Okay, that's one of the biggest traits that you need. The way I think, I'm very curious. I want to know things. I'm like a sponge. I want to soak up so much information from people, experiences. I want to know. I want to feel. I want to experience. You know, so being a citizen of the world is kind of the result of that. I'm not thinking one-sided all the time. I can understand one person's side, and I can also understand the other person's side. So I'm always the middleman trying to mediate between two oppositions, for example. So that's one of the traits of being a citizen of the world. You're kind of broader. You're just broader. You see things in a bigger picture. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're more positive to difference. Being a citizen of the world, you're kind of seeing people as a wider, if not widest extension of yourself. You know, you find the patterns and trends of all these people, and you come together because of one similarity or two similarities, whether we like the same food or the same artist, or we like clothes, or for example in school in England, I've always been someone who knows loads of different type of people. I wouldn't even class myself as popular. I just knew all the popular people. We'd all sit on a table together for lunch. We ended up not even agreeing towards the end of the years, but I used to speak to everyone, like from the nerds, from all the different types of characters. I used to speak to them, and it was due to like seating plans in lessons and stuff like that. And that's how I got to know them. But when you speak to someone, with me, I'm quite chatty. I like to chat. I like to ask questions. I like to start conversation. I want to know what you're about. Do you know what I mean? And you find that these people are really interesting. But I'm having my friends chat shit about them. They're usually asking me like, why are you talking to them? I'm like, you don't know the conversations we're having. You don't know the heat that's happening in these conversations. I can't have these conversations with you. Do you understand? There's certain people I can't have conversations with them. Different people give me different types of conversation. You know, you learn different ways of life, and you apply it to yourself. It's all around win-win. As you know, how the world is working right now with globalization, even social media, everything is under one roof now. We are essentially all under one roof. If you all have the app, doesn't matter where you are in the world, we're all under one roof because we're all using the same app, looking at the same things. I even saw this video online on YouTube, and it was about how we all speak in code now because everything is a meme, and if you haven't seen that meme yet, you wouldn't get the joke, kind of thing. So everyone needs to be looking at memes every day because that's just what people do now on Instagram, Twitter, wherever app you use, it's all in memes, it's all code talk. So if you're not using the internet, essentially, you just wouldn't be able to get the conversation these days. And it's scary, but that's just how it is. We're all kind of the same in a way now. We're all experiencing the same thing now. So we're a lot closer than before, which is why it's important to be a citizen of the world. You know, travel, leave the country. I have people who haven't left the country yet. They're still in England. They don't even have a passport. I don't know. I can't tell you how. It's weird because it's like living in your room. You know, you're in your room, you have your desk, your bed, and you're like, okay, this is how the world is like. No, You know, there's trees, there's water. Have you ever jumped in a lake? You know? And I mean, yeah, you've probably seen it on TV. Like, you can see it, like, for example, you can see it out your window, you can see trees out your window, and you're like, okay, I know there's trees, I know trees exist, but have you felt one? Have you climbed one? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you can see it on TV. It's not the same as you doing it, or though, is it? Do you know what I mean? For example, seen pictures of Norway and mountains and shit. Yeah. But have you inhaled the air? Do you know what I mean? There's so much to just using your eyes, in your ears. Use your senses. You have to be there. It's different. You know, it's different. So travel. Make sure you travel a lot. Okay, broaden your horizons, man. So when you feel like you're too big for your room, and you start looking at different rooms in your house, then you can pick your favorite room in the house. You know, when you start looking at outside your house, and you going into different houses, then you can choose what your favorite layout of a house you like, or what estate you want to live in, or what country you want to live in. Broaden your horizons. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you catching my drift? Life is changing. Technology, you know, is changing. We have to be a citizen of the world. Now, this video is to encourage everyone to try different things, meet different people. It comes with a lot of advantages, but it comes with a lot of disadvantages. For example, with my life story, I was born in Norway. Repping Norway today. I was born in Norway, but we moved to Sierra Leone because that's where we were originally from. I'm African. And then we moved to England, and we was meant to come back to Norway, but we just ended up staying because England is popping, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, what that means is that I've been to different continents, different cultures, I've witnessed different things. And when you're moving around a lot, you do miss out on lifelong friends. So there are disadvantages to it, but at the same time, it helps you broaden your horizons. If I was here, I don't think I would have been who I was. So it was good that I went to Africa. I had never seen like a homeless person before or anything. Boom, before you know it, there's beggars knocking on your car door. If you're stuck in traffic, you have those blind people knocking on your car door begging for money. Like, imagine seeing that as a kid. Like, you're thinking, whoa, culture shock. You're seeing homeless people amputated, arms amputated from the war, you know? It was necessary, is what I'd say. It was necessary. Because now, like, I swear, I think every kid needs to go to Africa or something. You need to see life. Because when you come back, you're just different, you know? You're humbled. You appreciate things a bit more. Nothing scares me apart from snakes. The snakes I saw there, and like, yeah, snakes, me and them, snakes, we don't get along. But bugs, things like that, ain't nothing to me. Do you know what I mean? People, like, when a bee comes in, they're flying, they're running away. I'm just like, yeah, let it do its thing. Spiders as well, they'll be crawling around my wall. Whatever, do your thing. Just don't come. You stay over there, I stay over here. That's just how it is. And England was kind of in between Africa and Norway to me. It was a perfect balance, which is why we stayed there for so long. And obviously, we wanted to learn the English. It's a universal language. You come into Norway, you realize the importance of English. Because it's like, I can't speak Norwegian. You can't speak, but can you speak English though? You can speak English. Let's talk in English then. It's like a medium, you know? So it's cool. It's nice. Yeah, I'm quite proud of my family for choosing the right decisions for us anyway. And I'm a curious kid, so all this really just helped shape me even more into what I essentially was. So it was nice. It's nice. Definitely do travel. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. If I lived here all my life, I wouldn't even know what's going on outside of the world. You know, it's crazy. Like, my sister has this friend, like, he's just straight born Norwegian, and he went to Italy with his car, and he just left his car by the road, went to go sleep somewhere. He came back, and his car got broken into, basically, and they stole everything in his car. And I'm thinking, how naive are you That's how naive people are in a way, because no one is gonna steal your stuff here. People leave the doors open here. Do you know what I mean? But in other countries, try it. You think this is a joke? Norway is fairyland. It's fairyland. It's la la land. So if you live here, you can't function outside of here. That's just how it is. So it's important that you do, if you're Norwegian, get yourself out of the country. Experience some other type of life, because this is not a realistic life. The way Norway is, it's like paradise. That's not representative of the rest of the world, okay? Don't fuck around and get your shit stolen, okay? Anyway, but you know, at least I moved back, because now I've moved back to my actual birth town, Gjøvik, and out the window I can see the hospital that I was born at. Right now, I'll show you. Let me show you. I've got a big ass window. First of all, I've got Mjøsa. This is the biggest lake in Norway, which is out my window. Currently snowing right now. I've got a graveyard, but let's not look at that. Let's look at the hospital over there. Apparently our pictures are hanging up on the wall of me and my siblings, according to my auntie. Apparently there's no other like children that have their pictures hung up but us. I don't know if I heard that wrong, but kanskje jeg har hørt feil. Kanskje. But our pictures are up there, and I'm gonna go in there and check it out one time. So yeah, no, now I live in my hometown where I was born, which is a good feeling. I've never felt like that in, like, I don't even know what it feels like. Like, I used to live in Milton Keynes, and some of my friends were actually born in the Milton Keynes hospital, and it's just like, wow, how does that feel like? Like, you can drive past where you were born, basically. Must be a nice feeling. So, you know, I feel that now. Now I literally wake up and see where I was born. That's so, like, grounding. So there are advantages of being where you grew up, being where you were born, you know, because you miss those things. I'm always looking for ways to connect with people. For example, if I meet someone new and they're so interesting and I'm like, what do you do? And they're like, I'm doing engineering. Already I'm thinking he's a good network to have, because I'm going to need him in the future. And now I have an engineer that's going to help me to do certain things. For example, right? Or I have this girl from Ukraine, she's into skincare. And I'm like, okay, good. So, and she has this degree in like skincare, like dermatology or something. So I'm like, cool. If I ever needed to, like, I don't know, just think ideas. The thing is, I just think I'm very business minded. I haven't started anything yet, by the way, but I'm very business minded in a broad way. So I'm thinking, if I ever need you, I'm gonna call you. So yeah. Or if I ever need that person. Oh, I'm always looking at ways to network, basically, and that's being a citizen of the world. You make sure those connections are worldwide. I'm not thinking same country, I'm thinking continental. Do you understand? You're trying to network, you're trying to make money on a bigger scale. You need to be a citizen of the world. You need to be having, for example, if you're in a business, you need to be chatting to your suppliers in China, you know, and your customers in I don't know, Uganda, you know. You need to be a citizen of the world. You're not just a citizen of the country you're in. You gotta think of your country as an estate. Different countries think of them as estates. Even the way I'm thinking now, Norway is expensive, for example, to buy common food. It's so expensive. Or even, okay, clothes, for example. I don't buy clothes here in Norway. I go to TK Maxx or them type of shops in England. So I save my money and I go to England to get it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Broader way of thinking. You're not thinking, okay, this is just, I have to deal with one area and do all my things in one area. You're thinking, here's where it's making more money, so I'm going to be here. Yeah? Then over there it's cheaper to buy stuff. I fly there and get cheaper things there. Do you know what I mean? Use different advantages of different countries to your advantage. That's being a citizen of the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? Taking flights is actually not that hard. The only thing hard about taking flights was Corona. Do Do you understand what I'm saying? Doing all the certificates, having to pay for all the tests and stuff. That's really what I'd say was the hardest part of traveling. Other than that, traveling is not that hard, and you can get cheap stuff. Plan ahead of time, and you can have yourself a good year. Do you understand? But anyway, that's even how like big business people are thinking. They're avoiding taxes, and they're looking at different countries that have lower taxes, and they're doing it over there. You're thinking, why do you have an account in Fiji? Who's going to Fiji? They're going to Fiji. They have this broad mind. They can jet to this, jet to that in no time. Think smart. Do you understand? That's one of the things of the advantages of being a citizen of the world. You're thinking broad. You're thinking big, larger than life. You know. You got your Jeff Bezoses and your Elon Musks. They're done thinking about citizen of the world. They're thinking citizen of the universe now. You see them flying to the moon now. They're trying to fly to Mars now. Trying to build rockets and shit. They're done. Because they've been jetting around. They'll probably like, yo, where are you at? I'm in New York. Okay, I'll meet you there within 3 hours. And they've been doing that. Because I feel like that's going to be the next step now. The next step is transportation being very, very like quick. Before you know it, I'm going to be like, where are you? I'm in Essex. Where are you at? I'm in Sweden, but let's link up in Italy real quick for dinner. I'm serious. It's gonna be like that because they've been doing it with the jets. The rich people have been doing it with the jets. Okay, so I feel like what happens next is that it's gonna be more public, just like how flying was like for rich people. Now anyone can fly if you have money. The public can fly now with planes. It's gonna be the same thing. It starts off with the rich people, then it becomes more available to the public, to the wider majority. So get ready for that. You have to get to know people outside. Don't be ignorant. That's basically what I'm saying. Don't be ignorant. You can't be ignorant in this life no more. We're having a lot of, Black Lives Matter, Asian Lives Matter, loads of different cultures, and we're trying to push that. They're trying to push and be like, we matter. Like, stop being ignorant. Hello? Treat everyone with respect, and it's like, why are people people are thinking too backwards with racism and stuff? Like, you're too ignorance right now is so outdated. Like, you cannot be ignorant right now. You can't be a racist. Like, if you're business minded, you're gonna mess up your business from the foundational level. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You can't be looking at people's skin color right now. You got to look at people's minds. Straight to the mind. Are they good enough? Are they not? Done. You can't be looking at appearances no more. Because you're going to be walking around everywhere. You're going to be walking across the world. People are going to be looking different to you. Get over it. Get over it. You either get to know or fuck off. Do you understand? But yeah, so that's that. The world's gonna change, and you need to be a citizen of the world, and that's on period. Okay, go out there and befriend someone who is a wider extension of yourself. If we look at each other like brothers and sisters, and like we're ultimately the same people, just in different forms, we stop thinking the in-group out-group complex, which is a theory in psychology. I forgot who was it. If you're in this group, you're looking at everyone outside of your group as the out group, so you're automatically feeling like you have to be against each other because they're different. And it's not just to do with the race, it's even to do with if you're even assigned in a group together. For example, in a classroom, and you've been put in a group together, automatically the other groups, you feel like you have to compete against them. So in-group, out-group, it's a human nature way of life, but I want us to think, if we can think that we're all part of one group, what could happen then, World peace. I mean, it's definitely ambitious, definitely, but I think if everyone tried, it would be a lot better than it is now. I think that's the biggest reason why you should be and try to be a citizen of the world. It's not easy being a citizen of the world, because not everyone is chatty, not everyone is an extrovert, not everyone is, but try and do it in your introverted way, try and connect to people in an introverted way, whether it's online. If you find it easier to do it online, do that. Find different mediums to do that. Just unlock different doors in your mind, basically, and see where it takes you. Just be great, okay? Go out there and talk to someone who you wouldn't usually talk to, and find similarities. Don't be like, oh, this person's, we're totally different. No, try your best to find similarities, because that's what it's all about. Once you realize we're actually all very similar, it's crazy. Like me, I go to this Norwegian course, and we're literally all from all across the world. Turkey, Thailand, Ukraine, Palestine, Afghanistan. Did I say that? But we're all such good friends now. Like, we click so hard. Like, I would die for these people. I'm joking. I would ride for these people. And like, these people are even older than me. They're like 30 to 50 year olds. They have families, kids. And like, we connect so deeply. It's crazy, because we're all coming together to learn this language, and we came from all walks of life, and it's amazing how we can connect to people completely different to us, or who have experienced completely different things to us, so we're all similar. So stop looking at differences. That is basically what I have to say.